Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the BAF Castle. It's been a little while. It's good to be back. We've got a brand new studio, and we're looking absolutely fantastic. Tonight, we have an absolutely fantastic selection of guests for today. And that's right, I said guests. For this time, we don't not only have one, but three very, very important guests and people that are held dear to my heart indeed. You all know them, and well, most of you probably love them. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the OF10s. How are we all doing today?
Ah, absolutely amazing, Chief.
Oh, amazing. Fantastic to hear. How about yourself, Wobbly?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good.
Pretty good. Awesome.
We chilling. Yeah.
Nice. And Free Admiral, how about yourself?
Loving life.
Loving life.
Going very good.
All right, cool.
Good
And
to hear.
you're one. Fantastic indeed. So, right, now that introductions are out of the way, I'm sure you're all curious to see what we've got in store for you today. So, obviously, we'll go through the standard questions, just talk a bit about yourself, and see where it goes. Sound good?
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. All righty. So, first things first, I'm sure it's a question that everyone wants to know, and everyone's sort of intrigued because being at over 10, obviously, you're in a very unique position. Not many people will be where you guys are. So, if you can enlighten us, in your opinion, what's the best and worst parts of being an OF10?
Lewdess, you're the oldest OF10 here. Why don't you kick us off?
Throwing in the deep end.
Oh, you've caught me out there. I don't know. I enjoy just seeing everyone enjoying themselves, like the amount of events that we can get out for them. Seeing them at promos and that, the excitement some people show is
absolutely, yeah.
enormous, especially
absolutely. Oh, yes.
screaming at the sides. Yeah.
I always wonder how we can do it for so long.
That would be amusing to see. Downsides, I'd say when it comes to making the difficult decisions of how to take action against troublemakers and such.
I see, yes. Understandable, yeah. And, drama's never a fantastic thing to want. In fact, it's quite damaging, but yeah, I can imagine at the top it's quite hard since you are the final say. But, very insightful. Thank you very much, the Admiral. Who's next?
I guess that'll be
After you,
me.
TV.
And
Go for it.
I mostly agree with what the Fleet Admiral said, watching the joy in the hearts of people that, from the community we provide to them. It's brilliant to see how happy people are around the events and how many events we're able to pump out. Just overall, watching the whole progression of the group and, all the contribution of people is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for the downsides, having to be the big meanie that gets rid of the rule breakers every once in a while, that never gets funny.
No, yeah. As I said before, yeah, I can imagine it's quite tough. All right, thank you very much. And finally, Field Marshal Sir, can you come up with something that's different from what's already been said?
Yeah, so a big thing for me with the community is a part of it is for me anyways is for carrying on the legacy of our predecessors, Kuzeller and Nos, Saintly, and all those there. So, and part of that is it's just creating that community that everyone's enjoying, and just trying to keep it as drama free as possible. Whenever it comes to promotions and stuff, I love saying from the heart all the stuff that just to warn people stuff that it means a lot to us because we can't do it ourselves. It's without the whole team that we have, the community isn't going to function properly.
Well, yeah.
As far as the bad things go, I don't know how Gizeller did this for 2 fucking years. I have no idea how this man did this. I've dealt with my fair share of drama in this community and stuff like that. There, I've been involved in so many cases and stuff, and before I even took up Field Marshal officially, it was a hassle. But I think the hardest thing for me at the moment is trying to figure out what our limitations are in terms of development and map creation and stuff, and bringing in new innovations that keeps things interesting because nobody wants to just sit there and fucking shoot the same guns 24/7 the entire time for PvP events or go to the same VR chat worlds ghost game and stuff like that. It's just trying to find new ways to keep people interested and keep stuff.
Yeah.
And marines and things. So that for me, that's the hard way for me.
Oh, fantastic. And at the end of the day, they might seem untouchable. Yeah, the OF10s are people as well. You know, they're all very friendly. They have their own experiences, as I'm sure you will in your time in the BAF. All right, well, fantastic insights. Thank you very much for those. But on to the next one, and I feel like this is one of the more hard-hitting ones, perhaps. You might need a little bit of reflection for this to find the answer, you know. But as I'm sure we've all experienced at some point in climbing the ranks, there's always been that one rank that's been really, really tricky to get up from. And that's different for everyone for a number of different reasons, pardon me. So my question to you guys is, at what rank do you think it was hardest for you to progress?
That's an easy one for me. So I was stuck on OF5 for like the longest time. The longest fucking time. I dropped down to OF2E and had to climb all the way back up there, and then I was stuck there again for a little bit. And the big thing that was keeping me back was just not being able to find an EXO to take over the Irish whenever I was commanding officer at the time.
Enough, yeah.
So my first EXO was Zoraka, the 14th. Absolutely fantastic fellow, great engineer. He's commissioned a few avatars for myself as well, that I'm very happy with. And then he wasn't willing to go on beyond OF2. He was happy enough just staying there and then retiring afterwards, but I was hoping he'd change his mind at some point. So I had to make the difficult decision then to hop over to another fella called Snuffy79. And eventually things got a bit too much for him, and he ended up retiring and stuff at also OF2, I believe. So absolute struggle, a lot going on here. And then after that, I had to appoint, I think it was Troy_C was my next one.
Oh yes, yeah.
And he was a lovely fella. He used to do like low core stuff, and he unfortunately had to retire because school catching up and all that there stuff. So obviously IRL things are more important than the community and stuff like that. There, I wouldn't want anyone to compromise their education for the community. So he retired then. Yeah. He retired then, carried on with the lower core, so I'm still stuck here, OF5, fucking CO, carrying on. And then things happened. Things we will redact for now. Things happened at the start of the year, and then I came back at OF2 because I was a little bit bored, and I had to work my way back up. I think at the time it was Raven as CO temporarily, and Warrior as EXO, and then Blueberry took over Raven. And then I climbed up, and then Blueberry was looking to retire, and I had to take over CO again because there was there was literally no one else. There was nobody fucking else to take over. So my total time I was CO for 11 fucking months. I was 11, got a whole fucking year of being CO, and holy shit, I just wanted to. I was just ready to be done with it. I was ready to be done with it.
How did you manage?
Very, very, very happy that Warrior Angel was able to stick around and finally take over and stuff like that there, so that I could move on and things. But yeah, OF5 for me was like it was that was the brick wall that I had to smash my head against for almost a year just to get through.
Yeah, brick wall was probably an apt way of putting it. Yeah,
yeah.
11 months, that's insane. But wow. All right, thank you very much. Anyone else?
For me, I think it must have been sitting on OF2 for a hot minute as EXO of former Space Command, knowing that I would become the upcoming CEO of the Royal Phoenix. It was a big stepping stone, and it was some big shoes to fill in. It was the flying wing. It's going to be big, lots of expectations, and I didn't know if I could do it back then, but managed to kick it off pretty well. And
there you go. And you did a pretty good job from that. Yeah. I mean, evidently you did well.
Became the most successful unit in the entire fucking group at that point.
Yes, quite enviable, to be honest.
It was very formidable back then. Still is. Absolutely lovely.
Absolutely.
Oh, Space Command, back in those days. What was the little phrase you used to have?
Space Command, best command.
Space Command,
that's the one, yes. Memory jog.
Space Command, best command, that's it.
Oh, believe I was beyond tired of hearing that. I'm glad that stopped.
Weird saying.
And now it wasn't Air Force Best Force.
Air Force Best Force, absolutely. And Space Command, Best Command got banned from the group, so we had to make up something new.
Fair enough. Well, you got to improvise sometimes. But thank you very much. And finally, Fleet Admiral, how about yourself?
I don't think I've had much struggle, if I'm honest.
No?
I think my only longest time in rank, again, was OF2. And So I served with the military IRL, and I got deployed for 4 months.
Oh yes, yeah.
Down to the lovely Falklands, where you
4
would
months,
get
bloody
less
hell.
than a megabyte a second. It was the absolute worst.
Yes, I believe I remember seeing you. It's either a stream or a video, or showcasing just how slow the download speed was, and it's yeah,
Absolutely
interesting.
awful. I was still a tailor. I tailored for like 30 people.
Mm.
Don't know how I managed to keep up with my work.
It's
But
quite impressive to say the least.
I'm glad I did. Coming back,
Mm.
the speed.
Yes,
it was amazing.
And I always thought, Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go on ahead by all means.
Okay, absolutely. Fair enough. Yeah, I just remember thinking, 4 months, it's so long. I don't know if I could ever be away from the group for that long. And then by the time you came, I think it was around September, right, that you came back?
Yeah, it was around September.
Yeah, it was. So right as you came off LOA, obviously I moved into university, didn't bring my PC with me, had a laptop that I thought could run VR chat, and well, it couldn't. So you came off your 4-month LOA, and I went on one. So I very quickly learned how that felt, which wasn't great to be fair, but here we are, we're thriving. So yeah, we move.
Quite enjoyed the Fleet Admirals at Falklands arc. You got quite the ribbon throughout that entire ordeal. Yes. You did not hear the fucking end of it. Every day, everybody like screenshotting their internet speeds, being like, "Oh, look at this, so fast."
Absolute torturing me.
Despite your small brick wall with OF2, you did end up getting double promoted, didn't you? Up to OF4.
Yeah, I got to
whenever you came back.
So
you just skipped 3 entirely.
I haven't done OR3. I haven't done OF3. Anything with 3 in it, I've skipped.
Oh wow! Fair enough.
Love it. That's my little treat.
There you go, a little light at the end of something. Very nice. I didn't actually know that. Fair play.
What about you, our lovely host? What do you feel at the moment for you?
Well, OF1.
This gives me a little bit of insight.
Yes. Well, obviously, as I said before, the 4-month LOA. I was literally just came off of OFD, got promoted to OF1B, and that's when I had to get in touch with Gazella at the time and beg him to basically not move it back down to Silent. Thankfully, he understood the situation. So so that was probably the one that I was at longest in terms of when I was actually, around. That's a tough one. Honestly, probably OF2, I imagine, because
what is this?
I don't know. It's just
what's OF2 thing going on? What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just remember because my role in the KRH, well, how by that point was the Vanguard one I see, so leader of the specialist unit, and I was in that position for quite a while, to be honest, because obviously circumstance around my LOA meant that I couldn't reach executive officer until I had a bit more experience under my belt. And I just remember I spent a long time as a captain, not only because of obviously the circumstances, but also because I just remember I didn't really want to try and go into senior officer until I felt ready, And then the second I told TJ that in the event that I was coaching for him, he was like, "Yeah, it's not much different being senior officer, to be honest. Just go for it." And that was what pushed me over to then finally go for that interview. So probably would have been captain for far longer if I hadn't talked to you. But yeah, that's my story.
That's a big thing that people are worried about the senior officer interview. They think it's going to be like this hardcore thing that something similar to NCO and junior officer interviews. But for me anyway, for senior officer, it's just a vibe check. It's literally just a vibe check. If it's something that we're looking for, then you move up.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll encourage anyone who's looking to go from junior officer to senior officer, just go for it. Honestly, it's you never know. Don't hold yourself back, because you might be able to progress and you might be holding yourself back. Okay, we're going to go even further back for this, so I hope you guys are sort of ready for that. But one thing that I remember since joining the group is at my phase 1, hosted by Blueberry and Coast, by Polar, of course. Back what was it? February 2022. It's been quite a while, but yeah, I just remember being taught the ranks, being shown the rank boards, and just looking at OF1B second lieutenant and thinking, I want to at least get there, but I don't think I'm going to get past officer cadet, because I don't know, it seemed like the standards were very, very high compared to groups that I've been in the past. I wasn't really sure if I could make it. So that for me is sort of where I envision myself going. But how about you guys? When you was at your phase 1, what rank did you see yourself getting to?
Let's let TB start this one.
Well, pretty much in the start of this group, I aimed to become defense staff, and I managed to get up to defense staff eventually. But yeah, no, that was always the ultimate goal to get up there, and it happened. So mission accomplished. A bit higher than defense staff, as a matter of fact.
Exactly, yeah. Achieved now, Christ. Well, yeah, well, fair enough. Full of confidence there. Fairly short, simple answer. Fantastic.
Sorry.
How about anyone else?
Well, it's pretty much similar. DS was always the goal in my eyes.
Oh, well, okay.
And then obviously, about a year later, finally made it. And then now I'm OF10. Did not imagine this bit at all, though.
Oh, right. So the chief bit wasn't what you expected. Okay,
chief was not planned.
Well, there you go. You know, many things come as a surprise. But well, fair enough. How about yourself, Phil Marshall?
Yeah, so it was a stepping stone process for me whenever I first came in. So first thing was just become part of the staff team as an officer, and that was I think about 3.5 months ish. Before we start breaking in the rank cooldowns and stuff like that there, because we were getting to a point where there was just so many fucking staff members coming in that we had to slow the process down a bit. So I got in just before all that cracked down. And then after I hit that, I figured I spent enough time in this group that I felt very committed to it, that I wanted to go on and become XO CO for the Irish and stuff. So naturally, senior officer would have been the next step in their plan. And once we got to that point, then there was a lot of big talks going on between myself and former field marshal out there, as well as a couple of the other members of the defense staff and stuff. And it seemed like, again, the next logical step after doing that is move on to be defense staff.
Yeah, fair enough.
And as we came closer to that time, as long as it did take and stuff like that, there, plans, didn't come to fruition as we imagined them to. But becoming defense staff was something that ended up just being like an inevitability.
Fair enough. Yeah.
The reason why I never became defense staff much earlier is because the whole CO stint that happened, being stuck and having to swap over XOs all the time and having no one to take over and things. So, and a big thing with the army is not having any defense staff be COs, if at all, possible. So Gisela refused to bump me up until I had it handed over, and then when was it? It was a bit. Was it April? It was around May. It was around May. It was May the 4th.
I think,
I got promoted then to, or it was around that time anyways, it was the Star Wars week. Around that time, I got promoted to OF6 Brigadier, and then not long after, handed over, the Irish to Warrior Angel things. And from there, then it was like, given the environment that we're in and the circumstances and stuff like that there, chief was just something that I felt like I sort of had to go for. So, and here I am.
Well, there you are, yes. So you've all clearly made it. Fantastic.
Here I am.
Well, yeah, awesome. It's interesting to see that all the different sort of approaches that you lot, so I say, had. So there you go. It's at the end of the day for you guys, obviously. This goes to show we've all been to a phase 1 once. One day, this could be you sitting either in my position or indeed in one of the chief positions. So yeah, aim high is what I'd say. Fantastic.
Shout outs to Death Reaper.
Yeah,
he did my phase 1.
I might have been a bit too young for that. I don't seem to remember them.
There's January 14th.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, that would have been way before my time. Yes. Oh, well, fair enough. All righty. Well, that's the questions done out of the way. So we learned many different things. It's been very intriguing and very insightful to learn. So thank you for your answers. But now we're going to move on to one of my more favourite bits. It's going to be slightly mischievous since we have 3 of you here. So we're going to have a bit of a competition, a little bit of a game section, if you will. And this will be of BAF trivia. And obviously detailing not only your guys' experience of the BAF and what you've been through and experienced so far, but also there might be a sneaky little trick question there at the very end. So look forward to that. There'll be 3 questions. And of course, whoever has the most points will win. the plate of cookies. I don't know what other prize we can give, but they're all yours for the winner. So high stakes, I'm sure. But yes,
Victoria Cross for the winner.
Victoria Cross for the
George Cross for the winner. None of us have George Cross. George Cross for the winner.
Well, there you go. High stakes. Fantastic. Okay. So, of course, you have as much time to answer each question and have to think about it as possible. However, obviously, if you raise your hand, the first to raise their hand will be the first to answer. And, of course, the first person to get it right will then win the point and move on to the next question. Any questions for me?
Question.
Oh, sir.
Yes.
What's the first question?
Oh, well, let's crack on, shall we? All right.
Excellent question.
Yes. All righty. You won't be saying it in a second. Okay. Your first question is... If I can find it. There it is. All righty. Of you three, which of you served as CEO for the longest?
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the thing. Sorry. Okay, right. I'll go all three of you. Shout out.
Wobbly.
Me. It was me.
Okay,
It was
yes,
Wobbly.
okay, there we go. I can give all the points that one. There's a administrative slip up on my end. I do apologize for that. But
I gave away the answer earlier. Fuck.
Yeah. And did you know? So yes, so you all got into a fantastic start with 1 point. I'll make sure I'll be keeping a close eye on you guys for the next one. All righty. Okay, your second question is. It's not back in. Okay. Of you three, just another one of you three, which of you has hosted the most events in the BAF? Yes, TV, you were first.
Wobbly.
Let's just double check that. Let's fact check it. And no. Who's next? Oh, Lewdess, your hand shot up next.
Yeah, me.
Yep. Yes, correct. It was you by quite a large margin as well, actually, with 166 events. It was quite a large amount. Wobbly, if you're interested, you had 140.
What's the statistics on the S? So close.
TV,
So
you
close.
had 86.
Oh, TV. Come on.
Oh.
Gotta get those numbers up.
Lagging quite far behind on that front.
You gotta hit those triple digits,
yeah.
bud.
And finally, your final question is, bear in mind Lewdess is in the lead with 2 points. You both have 1 point. So this is the round to either make it tie or give Lewdess the win. But again, I'll be very shocked if you get this, to be honest. Won't be needing a prompt for this because this is one of my devilish little questions. Now, I'm sure we all remember the 6-month anniversary event that happened quite a while ago. I'm sure we all remember the very fantastic speeches that were held by everyone there. And I went through and double-checked, made through all the pictures. I did confirm all 3 of you were indeed there. So you should have an equal chance of answering this next question. Which is, as we're all sitting around the speeches and listening intently, who was I sitting behind for the majority of the speeches?
Oh,
Wobbly, yes.
Who's the TV?
No, it wasn't TV.
Fuck.
oh God, who would it be?
Yes, go for TV.
We'll give it a shot and say Giselle.
No, it wasn't Gazelle. No, Gazelle was at the front. I was off to the side. I was a mere corporal back then. It wasn't important enough to be near him.
Wait, what?
Corporal?
Oh, it's not one of us 3, is it?
It is one of us.
I thought it was a.
Oh, no, yeah. Yes,
Oh.
go for
Oh,
it.
it's not what? Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. So, yes, Wobbly, you've gone through. And what's your answer?
Was it Carnage?
No. Bear in mind, it's one of you three. Yeah, let's go for it, TV.
Is it one of us 3 or
It is
not?
one of you three, yes.
It is one of us 3.
Oh.
Wobbly?
Yes, yeah.
Fucking me, man. Process elimination there.
Wait, that was process of elimination by the time we got to you. I'm surprised you didn't pick up on it, to be fair.
I was confused. I thought it was. You know what?
Just anyone throughout the map. It's like, oh my God, there's so many names.
Yeah, for the point, that would have been extremely mean if it was some random person.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it was one of you, fan. It was Wobbly. I was sitting. Yeah, there was a picture I hold quite dear to me of obviously Wobbly and a few others in the forefront. It's me, my head poking around, just as in the back. Nice by myself. So yeah, a little bit of a fun one there. And funnily enough, we actually had an answer. So congratulations to both lewdess and TV. You are our joint winners. Congratulations, and unfortunately,
Well
Wobbly,
played.
Well done.
bring up the
I'll
rear,
share it
but not
with
by
you.
far.
Well done.
In a joint second, well, not joint, in only second place. Oh Christ! And well, yes, and that sums up the fun little energy-filled trivia section for this time on the show tonight. Alrighty, and on to our final, if not one of the most fun, and I've been saying it for everything, but I wholeheartedly believe this is one of the more fun parts of the show, and that is, well, the quote section, where we get people to explain some quotes that we've picked out and give it a little bit more context. So this will be quite interesting. Got to have my fun with you guys while you're here. So I think we'll start off with the first one being the Fleet Admiral. Good luck. All right, your first quote is, "We shoot the civilians down and then we swarm them." Can you please elaborate on what you meant by that?
Oh
Because
god, this does
there's
sound
quite
awful
damning.
without context. So, oh my god, I think if I recall correct, this was like a flying event or something,
right.
or a recruitment that went into a flying world.
Oh yeah,
And you know how flying worlds are. Everyone's flying
of course, yes.
about.
Everyone's out. Yes.
Can't speak
It's
to
carnage.
them.
Yes.
So I think I lined everyone up and told them, go shoot them down and catch them in spawn.
Oh, well, you know what?
It was the only way.
Yeah, it was the only. Yeah, it was the only way. He was just following orders. Yeah, we heard it all before.
War crime.
Yeah.
I'm getting firing line fucking flashbacks.
We might need to censor turn out for the integrity of the BAF.
If we could just cut this out, that'd be great. Yeah.
Interesting answer. Thank you very much. Okay, right. And just to keep you wondering what your next quote would be, I think we'll move on to the Sky Marshal.
Oh.
And with your first quote, if you're ready, here it comes. Oslo is the closest airport in the Netherlands. Now, I'm sure, obviously, those of us with a basic grasp of geography will probably know that's quite the fallacy. So can you explain what was going through your mind when you so proudly exclaimed that?
What was going through my mind at that time is a really, really good question. I got a friend called Dutch, and probably around the time of this quote, I was speaking a whole lot with him, and he's from the Netherlands. And I could imagine that I had just been in a call with him for a bunch of hours, and then I jumped into a call with most likely Calvers, and where the fuck it came from, no clue, but I probably mixed up some countries, and that's the result.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, Dutch Calvus, if you could ever give us a mail in, give us some more context, that would be wonderful. But interesting, thank you very much. And I think we'll move on to the Field Marshal next. So, your first one, sort of not too bad. So, I see your worried face. Your first quote is, "Jesus on deck." Of course, in a very authoritative tone, I'd imagine. So, since we don't have a deity, enlisted in the BAF, can you elaborate a bit on what you meant?
Man, I struggle to remember what I had for dinner last week. I don't know how the fuck I remember any of the context of these quotes. Like, probably over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
The only things I can think of. The only things I can think of is either someone just walked in the room and was just in the Jesus avatar, and it was like a senior officer or something like that there that we would have called out on deck or something like that there, or it was just like a wee joke with Jesus 115, who is a part of the group and stuff like that there. That's the only things I can think of. As far as the actual truth is, I could not tell you. I could not tell you.
It's been lost to time. Interesting. Who knows? Maybe one day people, maybe it'll, hit you one day and all come flying back. But we'll see. Okay, back to you, Fleet Admiral. You ready for your second quote?
I am absolutely dreading it after that first one. Oh my god.
Well, let's have a go, shall we? Let's see what you've got for you here. Your final quote is, "Bring it here, on your knees now." Now, of course, it sounds quite how we put it, suspicious, maybe.
Oh, we know who the dominator in this fucking relationship is.
Oh my god, that is one I do not remember. Oh,
funny that. Well, you might want to think of some context soon, otherwise it's going to look quite bad.
I can't think of what reason I would say these words out loud. Oh my god. I don't know.
You generally couldn't think of anything?
You
Okay, fair enough.
generally caught me off guard with that one. And I'm scared of why I said it now.
Oh, well, I hope you don't lose much sleep, but,
I'm
it's
going to be
very different.
scrolling through chats, attendance lists, and everything. Oh,
It's very paranoid. Oh,
that is
God.
awful.
Why did I say that? Okay, yes.
Yeah, sorry, I've got no context for
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, no worries. All right, no worries. In that case, we'll swiftly move on then. Thank you for your input. Back to the Squire Marshal.
Fuck.
And your second quote is, "We get a really shitty and useless present that's basically garbage." Can you elaborate a bit? Was this in reference to Christmas time, or your own present strategy, or is this a recipient?
I do not remember this one whatsoever.
To be fair, this is quite an old one.
Bet.
I think it might help to jog the memory of when this quote was taken.
Yes, you know what? I believe this was taken from about December 2022. If someone can fact check that'd be fantastic. But it was around that time.
Honestly, it did. Huh? What?
Is it like a Secret Santa thing or something?
That might have been a Secret Santa thing. That was something that was going on around that time, but I honestly can't remember.
Perhaps. Well, if you ever get...
It's completely blank.
You ever do a Secret Santa in the BAF? Just hope TB isn't your gift giver. I think we should do that there. All right, fantastic. Thank you much, Sky Marshall. All right. Okay, now, your final quote. I don't know why you're laughing with Phil Marshall, because this one is interesting, to say the least. I've taken this one from your RSM days, I believe. And the quote is, "I can be your Donny Mommy if you want me to." Now, again, another quite a suggestive one, shall we say. So, can you elaborate?
I can't exactly narrow it down to one person because there's been a couple of people that probably said that too.
Oh, I see, yes.
Okay, off the top of my head, I think it was around when Raven was enlisted as either she was lower NCO. No, she was. I was an officer.
I don't believe she was.
Who the fuck did I say this to? Who did I fucking say this to?
Oh, good question.
RSM days. Who the fuck was around back then? Like most of the people that were enlisted during my RSM time are mostly gone, so it's hard to fucking narrow it down.
If it helps, it was probably someone in the Irish.
Maybe, but like, Jesus Christ,
Soraka was Soraka around back then.
I can provide the context of like, because my avatar is always like maximum height.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, it was to someone that was just like minimum height and shit like that there, and they were just like, I was like towering over them, looking down, like, and shit was just getting fucking goofy. So
I see. Yeah, it's goofy. That's what.
But to who it was, no fucking clue.
Mystery. Ooh,
No idea.
Very interesting. And well, there you have it. Well, thank you very much for the answers. I believe we've all seen a different side to the Earth 10, shall we say, today. And yes, I hope that I can remain in this position after this. Would be quite nice. Please don't fire me. But yes, do any of you have any parting words, thoughts, or any sort of conclusions for either myself or the audience before we ever finish tonight's show?
I know you folks.
I feel like I'm being very stared at, very in-depth.
Keep up the amazing work that you're all doing. We appreciate everything that you do for the community. We love you all. Don't be scared of us. We are friendly. We don't bite.
Yes,
unless we have to. A nice conversation.
Unless we have to.
Yeah. Rare occasions.
I like letting people bite first before I have to get involved and start biting myself.
So there you go. Yes, don't get the Phil Marshall's way, and he won't step on your toes. So there you have it.
Common sense. Where's camera? Camera 2, camera 1, camera 3, camera 2.
There it is.
Common sense
will take you a long fucking way. Common sense will take you a long fucking way. Just think rationally. Just be normal. And
use the brain.
Don't spend camera 3. Don't spend fucking 24/7 in this shit. Okay, go outside, touch like literally
grass.
go fucking touch grass or something like that. There, go have dinner outside or something like that. There, play a different fucking game. Just do something else. Do not fucking spend so much of your time in all this. Okay, it's not healthy. Just to look after yourself. We can't look after you for you. You gotta look after yourself. You're number one. Gotta look at number one.
And I won't believe we've got someone rattling about in the back of the studio. Yeah, but yes, fantastic. Wise words. Thank you very much, everyone. And on behalf of both myself and the of Tenser, I wish you all a very good night. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Bye.